Here I have two books by one of my favourite watercolour artists, Jo Francis Dowden. Now Jo is such a fantastic watercolour artist, and he's especially good at water in watercolour. Now the first book, The Landscape Painter's Essential Handbook, came out in 2007 and it has 124 pages. And recently the publisher David and Charles has refreshed the book, republished it as Paint 50 Landscapes. It now has 128 pages and a brand new referencing system. So apart from that, the projects are all the same. So there's 50 projects in both books, but some of them have new names. Some of them have extra steps and pictures to help you, and because it's a larger format, it's really easy to see the examples. And I'm just going to have a little flick through my original book. Now if you have this book, you'll know that it's lovely and it's got lots of beautiful pictures. It is just purely this slightly smaller format. And this is one of the projects that has an extra picture in the new book. There we see. So all the projects are the same in the books. Now I'm going to put this one to one side for a minute and we're going to have a look inside the new book. Now it is a nice size, especially good if your vision's not quite as good as it used to be, to have slightly larger pictures. So we have here the contents and we have the 50 landscapes, and this covers the land, trees and undergrowth, skies, mountains and cliffs, lakes, rivers and seas, and roads, bridges and buildings. And we can see we have more projects in the water section because that is something that Jo is really good at. So we have the introduction and how to use the cross-reference system. We've got in-depth technique projects, standalone projects, contents and index pages, and your journey of discovery. We then have all the things you would expect to see, like materials and paints. We have composition, formats, tonal composition, perspective, and we've got the all-important washes and colour. And then we move on to the 50 landscapes. So Field of Wheat is one that has been renamed. It was previously Field of Corn. So you can see everything is set out really nicely. We've got the illustrations here, we've got the techniques, and here we have this little technique guide for you. Some extra information on colour shaper, the colour palette, an artist insight. So there's lots of information here. And then we have wildflower, meadow, sheep in pasture. You can see it has an extra step here and an extra picture. A windmill, countryside, rocks. I think this is a good example of how it's so much easier to see the details in these pictures here. It's set out really nicely, really clear. You can see all the little lines here. We have another landscape, sunshine, trees by a river, a bluebell wood, winter trees, blossom, the undergrowth, some more trees, and we've got some different types of weather, dramatic sky, some clouds, a really dramatic lightning storm, and a rainbow. We have lots of different steps down here, 7 there, sunset, some mountains, so all of the paintings are absolutely beautiful. Lake with some swans, a flowing stream. I love the way how Jo captures the light on the water. now. So there's quite a bit on water because that is Joe's specialist subject. A lighthouse, beach, lovely sunset there, moonlight on the water, puddles, I've got some buildings, brickwork here, some lovely details in here. I do think this is such a lovely book. It's got such a variety of projects. I think there's something in here for everyone. Lovely colours. And the closing thoughts by Joe. And just a really lovely book. So I am very happy that I bought the larger format book. I think if you're going out for the first time to buy a book by Joe, I think this would be an absolutely brilliant book to buy. Such a variety of projects. The paintings are absolutely lovely. It's very easy to understand the instructions. And it's a real step-by-step project book, and that referencing system really takes it just a step higher than the previous book. But all in all, I think both books are great, but if you're going just for a brand new book, I would look at the Paint 50 Landscapes.